Our problem segment tonight, as you may know, ratings for the National Football League are down significantly this season. Some believe that Colin Kaepernick protest kneeling during the national anthem has turned off some viewers. Mr. Kaepernick himself says he believes America is an unjust society, but when asked if he voted on Tuesday, he said no, that he didn't care who won. That angered Stephen A. Smith, a sportscaster on ESPN, who joins us now from Philadelphia. So what's your primary beef with Kaepernick?
Well, my primary beef is that he made all of this noise about racial injustices and what have you that have been taking place in this country. And while African Americans can certainly relate to some of his feelings, you've got to follow through, because we all know that the one thing that empowers individuals in the United States of America is the power to vote. It's not something that African Americans had the right to do until 1965. How in God's name could you defer to the things that have transpired in our history? You have that right to vote, and then you don't exercise that right when people have fought and bled and died for you to have that right. It seemed to me to be counter to everything that he said, and I felt as a result that he came across as a hypocrite, and that's what I said, and that's what I'm saying tonight.
All right. Now, I've read some of his comments, Kaepernick's comments, and it comes down to he doesn't think that the system's legitimate, that any of the candidates care about African Americans, they wouldn't do anything. He's basically a nihilist. You know, he just said, look, it's a rotten country, it's a rotten system, so I'm not going to participate in it. Does that have any resonate? Does that resonate at all for you?
No, makes no. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm not going to say. First of all, I don't totally agree with it, but the point is, it's irrelevant, Bill. Because here's the reality: you can't legislate what's in people's heart. Fair enough, but you can go by their record. You can't go by policy. You can look at what the power of your vote has the power to pull off. You're talking about Supreme Court justices that are going to be put into place.
But he doesn't believe in the system. He thinks everybody's corrupt and it's all rigged against the black man. So he's not going to participate. You know, he's washing his hands of the whole thing.
Well, listen, I'm a black man, and I'm here to tell you there's a lot of black folks that obviously we feel that the system itself could better serve us. There's no question about that. But at the same time, your dismay or being disenchanted with a couple of individuals that happen to be running for president, knowing you're going to have to pick one of them, it's like you're saying, I want everything the way that I want it, or I don't want to participate.
That's true. I mean, he's not a constructive
and that makes no
man.
sense.
Okay.
Well,
now, do you believe
the bigger point, Bill, is that he not only did not vote, but he made that public, which essentially encourages youngsters who are looking to him and following him not to vote, which is counterproductive to everything that we're supposed to be about.
There's only 8 of them, so we're not too worried about it. Do you believe that the ratings are down in the NFL because of Kaepernick?
I think that plays a role. I think also the game's a bit slower. It's too much instant replay. The negativity in terms of the concussion issues, domestic violence. Okay. There's a whole bunch. It's all encompassing. It's not just that, but that plays a role.
One more thing. This is what I would do if I were the owner of the San Francisco 49ers. I would tell my players, including Mr. Kaepernick, look, it's my team and it's our business, all right? So while you're on the field, you're to conduct yourself as an employee and follow the rules that we have. We respect the country. We respect the flag. So you stand while the national anthem is being played, or you stay in the locker room. All right, one of the two. I'll give you, if you don't want to, you can go in the locker room, but you're not going to embarrass this team by this protest. But I will also give you a Tuesday afternoon in a room where you can talk whatever you want to the press by yourself. If anybody wants to show up, you have freedom of speech. So, solved.
Well, I respect your position, Bill, but I'm going to respectfully disagree. I'm a fan of the show, but sometimes I disagree with you. I know it's hard for you to hear that, but it's true, and here's why. Well, here's why I would say that to you, Bill, because I would simply respond with a question. What did he do to interrupt the game? He certainly exercised his right.
He
didn't go on the field and impede the game or anything. He brought attention to himself, but at the same time, it wasn't like he ran in front of the camera to do it. The camera followed him while he was taking the knee.
All right,
I got to think about that one.
I have to run, but we'll follow up. But the point is that he offended some paying customers. It's a business. He offended some paying customers. The owner of the business has a right to tell the employee, we don't want you to offend any paying customers, so don't do it.
Yeah,
but I want to continue.
We got to you're lucky, Bill. We'll talk about this another time.
We will. I'm always lucky.
Yeah.
We come right back.
Absolutely.